Disclaimer: the contents of this video have been subjected to prior and proper consent. The views, information, and/or opinions expressed are those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of COVID Diaries, the Millennial Collaboration. Paalala! Ang mga nilalaman ng video na ito ay pinahintulutang gamitin ng may-ari. Ang mga pananaw, impormasyon, o mga opinyong ipinahayag ng mga individual na nakibahagi rito ay hindi sumasalamin sa COVID Diaries, the Millennial Collaboration.
My name is Gretchen Ho and I am a TV host. I am also a contributor for TV Patrol and various social media platforms. I am also working with a Happy News campaign of ABS-CBN News where I write stories, I host the online show. So both I do semi-reporting and hosting. Current situation of frontliners, the doctors and nurses, are you referring specifically to them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my brother is a frontliner himself, and I think he is doing quite well now. They're having shifts and rotations. It didn't start off well because I think, compared to other countries, we had a high rate of mortality and infections among nurses. And none of that is to be taken lightly because they are our soldiers. They are our line of defense against the virus. Ngayon, alam ko marami ng PPEs ang natanggap ng mga hospital. And when you call out for donations, there's an immediate response from private companies, from organizations. I think a lot of them has stepped up to fill the gap. Even the government, meron na rin orders. I think the main problem now is not so much on the hospital needs, but it's really containing the spread and continuing normal life in the new normal. So in terms of like the frontliners themselves, they are vulnerable. I wish we can work on that and improve on that. But for me, ako mas nakatuon ako ngayon sa paano kung dahil po bumalik na tayo sa semi-normal, paano kung tumaas na naman yung rate of cases? And pag tumaas naman, kakayanin ba ng mga hospital natin yung second wave or yung surge in cases? That is what I'm worried about right now.
I totally agree. So in that case, do you have any suggestions, let's say to the government or agencies out there?
Suggestions I think they need to be clearer when it comes to the guidelines and enforcement of these guidelines in terms of businesses resuming and how they're gonna operate in the new normal. Kasi nga, it can't be the way it was before. So are they supposed to, sabi to, if the companies want to test their employees, that would be good. Yan ang sabi nila. But then there are so many asymptomatic cases and most of them are in the bracket of the working class, ages 20 to 49. Andun yung pinakamadaming number of asymptomatic cases. Plus, underreported pa yun, ha? So, we're saying that there are cases of asymptomatics in a working class. And if you allow them to go to work, what assurances do you have that the virus won't spread? How can you protect your business? How can the government ensure that these businesses follow social distancing protocols? And how can they enforce that, no? Para sa akin kasi the past days, parang nag-declare ng modified ECQ and we don't really know kung ano ba talaga yung bawal, ano yung pwede. Magulo yung communication eh. So, First of all, clearer communications, clearer instructions, break it down. And I think they should really call on the help pa rin of the LGUs. because these LGUs are the one who's gonna be enforcing those guidelines. So, ayoko yung pakiramdam na parang bigla tayo nag-lax because we were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to gradually ease into the new normal. So ako, honestly, I'm scared right now, no? Of what's gonna happen because of the influx of people outside, and then you see traffic, and then you see people getting stranded without any public transportation resuming. How do you fill in the gap? How do you make sure that businesses don't have retrenchment if you ask them to have more of the protocols? Kasi investment din yan. And paano mo malalaman kung nag-i-invest na sila sa ganun? 'Di ba? Parang ang daming factors kasi. So you need to have people in charge. Sa akin parang biglang inopen nila yung market eh. Kaya nagkagulo. For me, mental health is really an important issue in this crisis because all of us, we had a great shift in lifestyle. And that means, when there's change, there's always bound to be tension. And not everybody is comfortable with change. So, hindi mo talaga may help na meron nagkaka-anxiety, nagkaka-depression at this time. And hindi siya I don't think it's exclusive. It can be all of us. It can be majority of us dahil of there's so much uncertainty out there. So I think there should be more initiatives towards it, more attention placed towards it. But as I can see, the government itself, they're very busy with fighting the war. So I feel like maybe as part of the private sector, we can fill into that role. No? Ako mismo, I'm helping out with the mental health aspect. Meron akong website na nilaunch, yung womaninAction.ph.
Oh, wow.
So doon, pwede mag-share ng stories yung mga tao. Nakikita ko yung mga contribution nila. Minsan parang they feel helpless, they feel hopeless. Nag-express lang sila ng mga thoughts nila. Ang daming tumatakbo sa isip ng kabataan ngayon. And parang I think there needs to be more of that, more engagement with the youth. And I'm also planning to do a show where I'm gonna be tackling issues on mental health. But it's not just me, no? There are other people also, like si Doc Gia Season. Meron din siyang podcast on it. Meron siyang constant conversations about mental health. So we need more people talking about that. Because yung kabataan ngayon, no, hindi sila pumapasok. Hindi nila alam kung makakapasok na sila. So ang daming tanong. And hindi lang yan, no? Parents din. Mga parents na, syempre they have to balance out family life with parenting their kids, with finding a living, with all those decision making. Ang dami, sobrang dami. So these discussions help. When you break down all of the worries, it brings a little bit more clarity to certain issues. Kaya ako, I moderate forums a lot with Go Negosyo and with my show soon. When you talk to people, it decreases their anxiety. So sa akin, dapat natin pagtuunan ng pansin. Pero huwag natin siguro asahan yung gobyerno ngayon sa totoo lang because they're full. Their minds are full with fighting the virus itself. Tayo mismo, no, bilang mga citizen, we should step up and help through this tough time. I think, the best trait to have now is adaptability. You should have an open mind in learning new skills, learning the digital world. It's okay if you don't get it right away. It will take some time to build your platform, to build your voice. But when you get started, just have fun with it. Have fun with all the changes. It's a new world. Rather than fear it, I think you should be more excited with what's to come and what you can discover with the new digital world. I think also for those who have lost their jobs or have found their jobs irrelevant at this time, it would be good to explore the other sides of you or what you can do to earn a living. Kasi ako mismo, ang iniisip ko ngayon, how I can grow my digital platform
Mhm.
so I can hire people, give
Wow.
people jobs, and link that to sponsors, kung ano man yung gagawin ko online. So I have money flowing, and then I can get people, and then have a system, and all of that. So that's on my mind right now. I think that's the best way I can help. Maybe other people can find there's something too. And I have a lot of friends, who are who feel so anxious about this crisis because of not just the COVID crisis, but because of what's happening to ABS-CBN as well. So, ang
Mm.
daming walang trabaho.
Mm-mm.
And
Yes.
ako, iniisip ko na, paano ko matutunan yun? How can I, find a way to employ them, have them meet a need that I have. But that entails me, like, really working hard. So I think that's why I'm so driven in this whole COVID crisis, because I feel like you shouldn't let it defeat you. I understand, no? I understand that it's not the same for everybody. Everybody will, have their own ways of coping with the crisis. But for me, no, I think if you choose to act on it, if you choose to survive and thrive, it will be easier for you in the long run. So, wag tayong magpapatalo. Yun ang advice ko sa lahat. Wag tayong mapatalo sa crisis na to. Let it just be a physical health problem. Don't let it conquer your mind, your heart, your soul. Don't let it steal your drive. Find ways that you can help. Find ways that you can be productive at home, that you can have a good life, because it's not impossible. Even if you don't have as much resources as everybody else, use this to be resourceful, use your creativity, because there's always something for somebody. So that's my advice to everyone.